What do you want? What do you really, really, really want? Write it down right now, just as an exercise. Write it down 10 things that you want. But here's the thing, you have to remember that your experience of life is not the things that you do, your physical activities. It's not the physical surroundings that you're in. It's not even the mental activities. Your experience of life is where you are. You are consciousness, and your awareness is where you are, right? So your experiences of life is not the house or the car. It's not even necessarily your career. We're on the path of spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening means that you separate yourself, you reclaim your awareness from the mind and the thought stream, and you place your awareness on the experience of life. So I know this is a little bit weird to grasp, but let's look at it from a different angle. Write a list of 10 things that you want. What do you want? But don't make it objects, don't make it activities or events. Make it the experience of your awareness. So you could experience conflict, or you could experience peace. You could experience lack, or you can experience contentment, enough. You can experience fear, or you can experience safety. Not even safety is such an opposite of fear, but more like I'm okay, I'm fine. Trust. That's it. That's the opposite of fear. You can experience um, separateness, or you can experience connectedness. You can experience aloneness, or you can experience connectivity, community. Um, and you can experience thoughts, or you can experience your heart, emotions. Not volatile emotions like pain and grief, but the heart, the nature of the heart, the love. That's what I'm trying to get at. You can experience love. Think about it, like really think about it and write it down. When was the last time you wrote down the things that you wanted that were not objects, events, activities, or accomplishments? Write down the experiences that you want your awareness to have. And then ask yourself, what is the experiences that I am having? What are the experiences that I am having? My experiences are perpetual fear in the form of anxiety, regret, shame, frustration, anger, bitterness, resentment, whatever. I'm not trying to simplify, but if you really, really think about it, that's what your thoughts are. Even if all you do is, well, I drive to work, I pay my bills. Look at the experience. Is your experience um, discontent? Is your experience um, the next moment? When I get paid, I will have money and I will buy that thing and then I will be okay. Is that your experience? So analyze it. Look at the 10 things that you want and then look at your experience right now. In fact, whittle it down to the 10 things that you experience the most. For the next week, be aware, be aware. What is my experience in this moment? What is my experience in this moment? Where is my awareness? What is the experience of my awareness? Not your physical conditions, not your activities, not the things that are occupying you, but the experience that you're having. Write it down, write it down, write it down, and then whittle it down because you'll notice that they're very much the same. There's like 3 or 4 different ways you experience fear. There's 3 or 4 different ways you experience discontent. Just and write it down and group it into categories and look at it and say, okay, this is what I want and this is what I'm experiencing. And then try to figure out how to jump from one to the other. And I will tell you now that you will not get any of the positive experiences in life from the physical conditions of life. Happiness does not come from thrills, only pleasure comes from thrills. Um, Contentment does not come from possessions, because then you just want more possessions. The richest person in the world wants more money. So the contentment, isn't there. Satiation never occurs when it comes to materialism. So what's the answer? How do you have a list of things you want in life? Life is ticking away. Your experience of life is this moment and this moment and this moment. And this moment wasn't happiness and contentment and peace. So what are you going to do? How are you going to switch? How are you going to stop being this list of things and be this list of things? You could look at the other videos I have, or I could just tell you. Everything that you're looking for is already a part of your nature. It is not, none of these things, peace, love, and joy, are not things that you achieve. They're not things that you discover by looking for them. They're not things that you become worthy of. They're not things that you are gifted. Peace, love, and joy are the experience of life. The act of being alive has the properties inherent in it of peace, love, and joy. What you are as your nature, as a piece of spirit, is peace, love, and joy. If God is the sun and you are a spark, a little flare, a little beam, then you are light. You shine. You can see. There's illumination coming from you. There is warmth. There is heat. There is life-giving properties. There is energy. Every little fragment of the sun contains the properties of the sun. Every fragment of God, every spark of spirit contains the nature of spirit. It might be easier to use the words the divine. Every piece of the divine is divine. Every piece of the divine noun is divine adjective. Divinity is inherent in your divineness. Listen to that in any which way you want. If you want to look at it as the sun or the God or divinity, it doesn't matter. What you are, how you are, the experience of existing in this world is one of being okay, one of being content, when you experience being, you will know that nothing can be added to you that will make being better. Being is perfect already. Nothing can be added to it. So you are content. You no longer have lack. If nothing can be added to the state of being, then you're no longer looking for what you think is happiness, but is really pleasure. And you realize, oh, I'm already happy. Remember we said, if you ask AI to summarize every single ancient spiritual text and every piece of wisdom from every sage and master and guru out there in the whole world in the history of mankind, it will say that when you shift your awareness from the illusion of who you are, which is the ego, and you place your awareness on your true nature, which is spirit, you will realize that the experience of being is bliss. That's it. So when you don't want anything, when there is no struggle, when there is no other, when there is no lack, when all of the things that you think you need are removed, you realize that you already have everything you want. It is an absolute simple truth that is so simple. It's challenging to believe it. We want it to be harder than that, but it's not. It is that. It is that your awareness is not on the existence, on being. And so you are denied the properties of being. And everything everything that I just described there is logic. I always put logic in my videos, in all of my teachings, because that's the nature of my mind, is that I need to be convinced. I don't like to believe, and I don't ask people to believe. I'm showing you step 1, step 2, step 3, and there's no flaw in that flow. If you really ask yourself what you want, you will realize that you don't want things or experiences. You want physical experiences. You want the experiences of your awareness. If you look for those things, you look at that list, you'll realize that list is not what I'm experiencing right now. And you look at every single thing on your vision board or on your goals or your budget or whatever, and you'll realize that none of those things will give me these experiences, because these experiences do not exist in the material world or in the physical world. they exist in my awareness. So then you say, okay, where am I going to find this? And then you realize that these are contentment can only come from knowing that you already have everything you need. Happiness can only come by realizing that you are in a state that cannot be improved already. Peace can only come when you realize that you're okay with everything and that everything that happens is it just is. And you realize that those are properties that are beyond the experiences of the mind or the ego. Those are properties that are in the consciousness of God, in a higher level of thinking. Not thinking, a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of perceiving, a higher level of awareness. And then you realize, oh, I need to attain that. And then you say, okay, well, how do I attain it? And you realize, how does a ray of sunlight become light? How does a sunbeam find warmth? You don't achieve these things, you remember your nature. So I hope that made sense. I'm just trying to show you that you can literally spend all of your energy and all of your life chasing what will not give you what you actually want. And the easiest way to get what you actually want is to realize that you are already that. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. I always try my best to respond to your comments, and your comments inspire future videos. So please do let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.